Okay, well, welcome to our virtual visit at Glamifornia via Zoom session. I want to just remind everybody at Glamifornia at this time, because you are not able to come into our space, we are coming to you. And Glamifornia is California Glamour, and we do our best to collaborate beauty, wellness, art, and fashion into all of our beauty, wellness, treatments, and services. We have started Tuesday, Terah, with a 15-20 minute Zoom session that we pick a topic or something that has to do with beauty, wellness, and we take the time to go thoroughly and deep and completely cover every single thing possibly about it, so that you, the artist, the client, really truly understands the art of styling from the professional and the artist's background. I believe, just like the world that we're in right now, it's a time to pause and go deeper within ourselves. So if we're able to share all of our knowledge with you, and you have a deeper understanding of what really goes on in our mind, you too then will have a better understanding of how to address your own personal needs, and understanding what goes into creating a hip, cool, stylish style. So today when you're joining me, I ask everybody just to put themselves on mute, and after 15 minutes, we will then open it back up to have questions and answers and talk as a group session. And really, truthfully, what I also want to start developing and introducing to our industry is virtual visits. So not only am I recording this 15-20 minute session, which will be recorded, it will be on YouTube, it's on our Glamifornia social media, it's on the website, so you will always be able to go back and look at this information at your own convenience. But I really want to encourage the virtual visit one-on-one sessions. We in Southern California possibly may not be opening this beauty business until June, okay? We have to find new ways and new protocols of how are we going to be able to do our service, okay? Touching and talking to the humans and doing hair, unfortunately, at this time, we can't be 6 feet apart. We are going to be in close proximity. So there is going to be protocol that's going to be given to us of how we're going to be doing people into a salon. Maybe a one-on-one, maybe whatever the protocol is going to be by our mayor or our governor or by the state. But the need for virtual visits one-on-one not only are so important with me and you, is because now I can talk to you directly and look at you and give you ideas of how we can style your hair during this time when you can't get to a hairdresser. I can give you coloring suggestions that will still complement what color that we do professionally at the salon. I can still guide you through an everyday service. I can guide through an everyday techniques and application. But in the future, virtual visits are going to be required before you ever even come into the salon. Because when you come into the salon in the future, you're not going to be able to spend a lot of time in there. You're going to need to come in. You're going to need to be, space is going to need to be clean. We're going to need to know exactly everything that you want. So you come in, we set up, we do it, you get out. It's not going to be a social scene anymore. I'm going to miss that. I pride having that at the Glamifornia Style Lounge. Have a cocktail, have a drink, have some food, talk to other people that are around here, get your spray tan, get everything done while you're here. In the future, that will probably be an obstacle. So a virtual visit will be required, and that's how we will do our time talking. And so that when you come in, we're not wasting a lot of time talking through a mask, touching each other. It's going to be specific and cater to exactly what your needs are going to be. So at the end of this, those of you who are listening or watching, make an appointment via email with me to have your virtual visit at the Glamifornia Style Lounge, where we can talk specifically to you. specifically about your personal needs. So today, as we moving forward, this is our third virtual visit Zoom session, and we're going to talk about styling with the hands. The first two sessions we covered shampooing and conditioning, not so much talking about what shampoo to get or what conditioner to get, what ingredients are the right thing to have. It's about the art of shampooing and conditioning. How do you shampoo your hair? How often do you shampoo your hair? Do you like a deep scrub? Do you like a fast, quick, get in and get out? It's the application of the shampooing and conditioning that prepares and preps your hair to make styling easier. Last week, we talked 15 minutes about the comb. How to comb your hair, what different types of combs they are, what different effects a comb has. And today, we're going to discuss towel drying and prepping the hair, prepping your hair to style. Before we go any further about styling, I can't emphasize more importantly the importance of a haircut. You have to have a great haircut. It's the shape, it's the form. It complements your face structure. It complements your body build. It complements whatever your lifestyle is. If you're conservative, if you're classy, if you're glamorous, if you're bohemian, if you're rough and scruffy, you still have to have a fundamentally executed, well done haircut. That is what pumps and forms your style. Difficult now to get professional haircut. I understand that. I'm in it every day, how it's going to unfold and how it's going to work on in the future. The other day, I did a virtual visit one-on-one with my client, and I helped her trim her fringe and trim the top of her head. And I guided her through my voice, through her hands, and helped her do 15 cuts on her hair to buy her time until her and I are able to connect. So, your hands are the art of hairdressing, okay? It's not the hands combined with the tools, the hands combined with products also make the art of styling come together. It isn't any one technique that is cohesive for everybody. There isn't any one product that is a miracle product. It's a combination of the product with the hair texture, with the way that you work with your hands, or how you finish it and perfect it with a styling tool, as a curling iron, a flat iron, or so forth, okay? So it's so basic, and some people are gonna go, well, I want to learn something very, very magical. That will come in time once we understand the use of our hands. When we are beginning to style our hair, just like in the shampooing and conditioning, and just like in the combing, you were really becoming in touch with your texture of your hair, the density of how much hair that you have, how much moisture is left in your hair or taken out of your hair. I believe for me, 90% of most hair needs to be towel dried extremely well, okay? The only time that I say it's not so important to towel dry and rough up the hair is with extremely curly hair, okay? To me, most of the time, that rinsing and detangling is done in the shower or when you're rinsing the hair with the conditioner, because with curly hair, with extremely curly hair, the least amount of touching actually aids it the best. The rest of the time, with wavy hair, straight hair, fine hair, thick hair, it's getting the excess moisture out of the hair, okay? It saves time in blow drying the hair. It saves time in prepping and styling the hair. And by towel drying it, you are actually preparing the hair to start drying. So the towel drying is a rough, over the head motion to rough up the roots, to get volume into the roots, to get the moisture out of the ends of the hair so that you then can proceed the drying. Now, your hand, it's kind of quite simple, but your hand makes up a lot of styling, okay? It's when you are towel drying, and when you take the towel done and when you finish towel drying the hair and now your hair is just, wet, you need to feel, is it still too wet? Oh, do I not have enough conditioner in it? Do I need a little bit more leave-in conditioner? Oh, wow, the ends might need a little bit more serum. Oh, the roots, do I need to put more mousse in the roots? You only know that because when you touch and feel it, it tells you what you need to do. Yes, you need to be educated by your professional artist, suggestions on use a volumizer or use a serum, but you have to be in tune to your own hair and the moisture and the wetness to know what and how much to use. It's not like, oh, everybody use a 1/4 ounce, everybody use a dime. It's a feel, it's a sensation. So your first thing with your hand is, okay, obviously most hands have 5 fingers, and you have knuckles, and then you have your fingers, and then you have the palm of your hand, okay? Your wrist is also a big part of this motion too, okay? So the more you get comfortable with moving your hands, moving your fingers, stretching, activating your fingers, the better it will be with styling your hair. And I know that sounds so very simple, but I know anybody who's listening to this who's an artist, you understand that, because that's what we do. But sometimes it's hard for us to even teach that because it's just an innate thing in us as artists. But as a client, it's important for you to be thinking about that. So the first thing is the ripple. Take your 4 fingers, bend them like a little claw, almost like a comb, and you ripple across your head. You're going all over your scalp. Here's my little friend over here. You're rippling through the hair. You're rippling, you're scratching the scalp. You're going over the whole head with your fingers clawing the hair, okay? This is prepping the style. What that rippling and clawing action does, it creates friction at the scalp, which causes every little root to pop up and lift up, okay? To go, whoa, okay? Sometimes you're creating a little bit of roughness in there. If you put a mousse or a gel or a spray in the roots, that resin actually creates a little bit of roughness and already starts holding it for you. This you want to do all the way around your head, all the way around. It's just preliminary. It's just a preliminary action, getting every bit of your root in contact with your fingertips. After that, you're now going to see your hair lift. You're going to see, if you're in a classic one length, you're going to be able to shake it and see your line. You're going to be able to feel the lightness in your roots, and then you're going to go, oh, there's still more water and more weight in my ends, and maybe you squeeze them, or maybe you go through and just start palming them, okay? You're taking the hair and you're putting it through your hands. So that conditioner or that oil that you had in your hair as a styling product becomes now a tool or a method for you to smooth out your hair, all right? So this is preparing the hair to get dry, because in this haircut, your shape is already there. It's a very classic one length look. And this is just helping the hair to dry in its form. From there, you also, with your hands and your head, you use the head you're gonna put the head in different directions, okay? It's a little bit higher on Esma here. She's got a glass head for me to do. So I'm just gonna show you a little bit within myself is you bend your head and then you ripple on the side. You drop your head back. You drop your head forward. You are moving your head in 360 directions so the shape and form can come into style. It flips and it moves. Now, if you have curly or wavy hair, or right now the beach wave that's so trendy and popular is you can go through and you can take and you can twist. Okay, you can take sections and twist it around, all right? And when you're taking and twisting, or when you're gripping and smoothing, you're feeling how much moisture is in my hair, how much pressure am I going to have to use when I pick up my blow dryer or my round brush to dry it, or if I choose to let it air dry, how do I have enough? Is there enough moisture out of the hair? Do I maybe need to pick up a volumizer spray to help encourage that air drying to hold into the hair? Or do I pick up a light keratin with protein in it to keep the smoothness in the hair so that a one length has a nice shine and still supports the line of the haircut? That is simply starting with your hands, okay? That is preparing the hair with your hands. It's the first 3 minutes after you're combing and towel drying or drying of the hair, getting you ready to go into doing your blow dry or your flat iron or your rollers or whatever you do. So many people, especially in our industry right now, forget the art of the hairstyle, okay? They go immediately into wet hair, and repetitiously we start working and go over the hair and blow dry and blow dry and blow dry. That is a valuable technique. It's one that I'm not really that very good at with patients. I come from the art of the style and putting the shape in and look at it, and I come with dancing with your hair. Look at your hair. How does it move? What do you need to pick up and do? It's not just that style of blow drying where it's very repetitious. It's almost like old-fashioned setting the hair, where you took hair when it was wet and you set it and you wrapped it up in rollers, and then you went under the dryer and you let it dry, and it dried into a form, and then you took it out. The blow dryer and continually going over hair and rolling it over and over is like setting the hair. It is a very extremely good technique, and you do want to work with quite wet hair, but it's a lot of repetitions over and over. It's a lot easier if you can take off your head and put it in front of you and you do it. That's why us as artists, we can do that, because we've got two hands working over top of the head. As a client, it's difficult to do that. You gotta put sections in, you gotta take sections out, your hands get tired. Halfway through, you're like, oh, I can't do anymore. Then I get the hot iron. I start our heat it up to get it into there. So if you can take time to truly know your hair, dance with your hair, know your hairstyle, play with your hair, move with your hair, be comfortable with it, it will always look great, because you are just enhancing it in the lightest, simplest way possible. So I'm going to ask everybody to, take their mute back off now, and we'll just, we'll have some questions and answers about the hands. And for those of you who are watching or listening, you want to know more directly for your hair, how to get the maximum volume up here, or how to get it really sleek and flat, I can personalize those palming, scrunching, rippling techniques that just work exactly for you, because everybody has their own each individual style, and that's the essence of Glamifornia. So I think somebody new joined in. Joanne, I want to welcome you, and I think you're on mute. If you want to take your mute off, it's a little button to the left. You can come in, and Luann, your mute's on too, Luann. And if you want to ask any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Terah, I feel like, do you guys like my background?
Oh, you're in San Francisco. You traveled to San Francisco since we started our session.
Oh my gosh.
I went to San Francisco. You guys don't think I'm funny?
Well, you were cutting in and out, so we didn't hear all of it. But you went to San Francisco during the
session. Yeah, because there's no traffic. You could get up to San Francisco. There's no traffic.
Yeah, right.
There's the silver lining. There's the silver lining. I got to Beverly Hills yesterday. I work in Beverly Hills. I live in Manhattan Beach. My boss was able to secure some better masks. They're not N95, but they're better than what I had. And she brought them there for